o'clock. I would like to start the DPW budget. Glad to be joined by Councilor Hogan, Councilor Nave, Councilor Paniagua, President Hudson, Councilor Monto, Councilor Jones-Rouser, Ms. Fordock, and our good commissioner of DPW who's going to take a lot of heat today. I'm just joking. Go ahead. All right. You have to excuse a couple of us at some point in time. If you see us get up, we're going to head over to handle another press conference. But if you may, we'll start on page 148 and we'll go through from there and answer any other questions that we have pertaining to the budget.
Sounds good to me. That's the main office, correct?
Yes.
All right. So our main office, and hi everyone, Commissioner Robinson of Public Works, First Deputy Ann Fordock, as Council Gathers stated. So the main office, we have one new position there in the main office. I'd like to first start off by saying that our budget has probably changed the least out of the entire city's department's budget. So 0.1% is what we changed since the last year. So we're pretty much in line with last year's budget. I wanted to say that before we get started.
Not really. You're $340,000 in the different proposals from salaries, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, that all adds
So
up to.
it didn't stay in line with last year's.
Well, I said it changed 0.1%. President Hudson, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. So we added one new position in the main office. That's an assistant, what is that, assistant fleet operations manager. Our good buddy Rich DeVesti will be leaving us pretty soon in about a year or so. He's been doing a hell of a job in that department, trying to get our fleet in order. Not just our fleet, but the entire city's fleet. So, yeah, we need someone to train under him before he leaves. So we're gonna add a new position there. Want to move on to the next department, or anybody got any questions on main office?
Any other questions? Nope.
I'm sorry, I came late. Is it the temporary services, the temporary service, the $35,000? That's the commissioner?
That's our commissioner, Marty Davis. He's retired.
5,000? Okay. Oh,
He's
so
retired.
It's a part-time?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's our dinosaur of our department. He knows where every bone is buried.
Okay. Thank you.
So, said move on. 151.
151.
All right, that's our environmental service group. That's our Andy Jakubowski. I think one position changed in that department, which is a complaint investigator. It's in our budget, but they pretty much report to the mayor's office. That's our city line coordinator person.
So it's the same thing, or because we got city line coordinator and complaint investigator?
Yeah,
Oh,
so we had
they
three.
report to the city.
We had three city line complaint investigators, which is a city line coordinator. Is that correct? Coordinator. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on environmental service? But you know the work that they do in that department.
So just a quick question, Commissioner, about the laborers. I have seen it being $15 per hour forever. Is it with the inflation, with everything else, don't we?
That's our temps. So that's pretty much our. Mostly we get those guys that, or women, or young ladies that are headed to college, and they're in between stage where they need a job before they go. We usually get those type of workers there. So
They have to be 18 too, right?
yeah,
It is 18.
yep. And I think that it was lower than that a little while ago, and we raised it to 15 like 2 years ago, I believe. Not long ago. So those are not the, our full-time positions.
Thing with all the inflation and everything.
We can look into it.
else,
I mean, I don't know if we're on, I think we might be in line with other municipalities in the state.
I
but-
think it's across the board. So I believe it's, if you raise it for temp workers, I believe it's a flat rate for not just DPW, I believe it's the whole city. So I believe that's what we ran into a couple of years ago when we did increase it, but I could be wrong.
Nonetheless, we can get back to you on that one. Any more questions in environmental service?
I have a question.
Okay.
So we've had our issues over on the north side, a lot of trash, and there'd be 7, 8 bags. I had a vacant house on Jasper Street. Called codes, they go over, and they put a tag on it. There was a tag put on it, some trash. A week ago on First North Street. People still complain. The trash is still there. So by the time DPW actually picks it up, like Andy picks it up, it's another 2 weeks. Why can't we, when something's called in, saying, well, we'll tag the trash, just pick it up. I know it's not a container. I know there's containers that are overflowing, but just pick it up, because all it does is creating more trash in our neighborhood, and it creates more bureaucracy to get this done. You know, I have to go through this step, this step, this step. Just pick up the trash. What I'm saying is, the people who own these properties live out of state. They don't care. They didn't care on Jasper Street. They don't care up on Oak Street. Any other parts of the north side. They don't care. They don't even respond to my letters that you got trash or you got a drug house going there. And I see 7, 8 bags. So come Monday, when the trash comes to do the pickup, I like to see the trash picked up, because that would cut down on constituents complaining about that. I would like to cut down on the bureaucracy and getting it picked up.
So I want to respond.
Okay.
There's kind of 3 different issues there. I agree. I would like less bureaucracy.
Right.
You can all agree on that. One is vacants. So vacants are overseen by code enforcement. And so we sometimes will clean up vacants and assist them, but it is supervised and maintained by code enforcement, and we basically go there at their request.
So we have to get that request done. Okay.
So 2 is there's a difference between a code enforcement violation and a sanitation violation. So DPW work in the right of way, and code enforcement works on the property itself. And they have a lot more obstacles, a lot more steps, a lot more hoops to go on that property and collect that waste. We see a violation, we cite it, we give them 24 hours, we come back, and we pick that up. If they choose to pull back that trash to their property, then it becomes a code enforcement issue.
We had
So-
that issue over on Oak Street, because the gentleman
Yes.
was calling me constantly.
Yeah.
And he's called the city and the mayor's office.
And
I
not
said
to,
the same thing.
you know, hang Jake out or anything, but
no.
I think it's a complicated process, and he could explain to you all the steps involved that go from like warnings to them actually entering a property and removing everything. And we assist them with that too.
I have a question, right? And I'm just gonna piggyback on Councilor Naves for a minute, right? I understand about codes and I understand about DPW and pulling the trash back. That don't stop the raccoons from jumping in that trash. That don't stop all them animals from dragging that trash down the street. And so guess what? We still got trash all over the streets. So that's just one thing I had to add. But I'm looking here and I'm trying to understand, how did we get from 8 motor equipment operators to 2?
What page are you on?
152.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
am I ahead of you?
Yep,
Oh,
No.
up to
Are you
five?
in what?
No, that's the
Yeah,
same
same.
page.
you are
Okay.
in environmental.
Okay.
So it's a different classification. So I think you're looking at MEOs, right? Motor equipment operators?
Well,
That's a-
it doesn't say MEO, it just says motor, okay, so motor equipment and the MEOs are the same thing, because one has 8, one has, no, that's the grade. One has 3, and you kept 3, then one has 8, and it went down to 2.
Yeah. So, labor twos, yeah. So labor twos are, they require to have a license, CDL license. So and they can labor as well.
Okay,
We're trying to, I won't even say it, but we're trying to get away with labor twos and make them all MEOs, all drivers that can labor. Yeah. Excuse me?
so that would not create any job losses,
No,
right?
no. What we're trying to do is make, if I'm a laborer too, I stipulations where I can drive to and from
Okay,
with laborer twos. With MEOs, I can make them drive anytime, anywhere, plows, whatever, and they can labor at the same time. So we're trying to get into that aspect where the county, the state, and some other municipalities have MEOs. So when you drive, you can labor as well. Right now, our laborer twos can say, I don't want to drive a plow.
okay. So
And-
we're trying to move to the MEOs, but it won't create any job
No.
losses. Okay.
More discussion on environmental services?
Go to
Good? All right.
building services.
So moving on to Division of Building Services. There's not much that changed in that department as far as labor aspect. This is our trades, our guys that maintain the buildings here. That's this department.
But Jeremy, can we go back to 153? Because I kind of missed, I don't know where I was at when that came across me.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the 500 line. Let's just do it that way. So projected was $60,000 and proposed is $363,000?
Contractual and other expenses would be 540, 500.
So 50 what?
500.
What page are we on?
153.
153, 55.
It's 540, 500. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Current year, how did
Okay.
we go from 60 to 250, and why is it going
So
up? and
budget
up?
has informed me that's the RFP for the legal setouts. You said for?
Huh?
To Chuck it. Okay, okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, so it's not happening this year, but it's going to move to next year.
That's
Okay.
that's the RFP that we were on together with Chuck.
No, but we gave Chuck that much money?
No, it's,
Right.
we didn't
so-
give him the money. I think isn't it per pickup? Isn't it?
Right.
It's not.
Right,
That's-
but like she just said, there's other things on that line besides Chuck it. So that's where I'm curious to how we jumped from 60 to 363.
I have no clue what's in that line, but
Right, but we
I
gotta
can
find
investigate
out.
it. I can
That'll work.
investigate it. We got the budget person here. Can you elaborate more on that, Julie? Oh. Yeah, besides Chuck it, is there anything else?
Operating supplies and expenses.
I can get you a list. We can send you a list.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. So we good, Counselor? Or?
Yes.
So, as I was saying, the Department of Building Services, anybody got any questions on that? That's the young men and women that clean the buildings. We got trades in that as well, electricians, plumbers, you name it.
Glad you're able to find another electrician.
Yeah.
They were hard to come by. questions on building services? Hearing none, we'll go to our favorite one.
Street repair.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. So, as you all know, last year was a trying time for us in street repair. We had a few committee meetings regarding a lot of things. But I think this year is going to be a different story. We got our captain back in-house, so I think he's going to keep everything in line. We're going to open up our asphalt plant this year as well. We didn't do that last year, but this year we're going to open it up just because I didn't see the benefit of us opening it up last year. We didn't have that oversight with our leader going, so in that department.
With that being said, sorry, go ahead.
So when you open the asphalt plant back up, are we gonna run it to full capacity?
That's
We
a good-
are?
That,
Okay, and then once we run it to full capacity, are we gonna be able to sell some of the asphalt to other municipalities? No?
I don't think
So I'm
that's a-
seeing somebody here shake no.
I mean, that, I don't think,
The problem that arises is that you can't sell to the county or to the state because they have different formulas required for
Right,
the.
okay.
for the-
Okay. But then that means if we're gonna run to full capacity, we're gonna be doing our own paving, right?
coupled with Rosselli. Majority is going to be us. What would you say, Kev? 80? 7.
And how many
Welcome
roads
back.
we have out there that we're gonna be doing? You don't know yet? Huh? 55. Okay, 55, and 7 of them will go to Racilli, and then we'll do the rest of our roads. Okay. All right, welcome home.
Exactly what I said.
So is that another RFP process with Rosselli? Do we have to reconfigure all of that? What's the dollar
I
amount?
think
do you
that already,
It already happened. I can't hear you, sorry.
no. We bidded it out this year, yeah. And they came out the lowest bidder,
Who, Racilli?
Rosselli.
Get my mouth and look down.
Any questions on street repair?
I do like to add that we are adding a few positions in that department as well. I think 7, to be exact.
Where's that at? On what page?
On 59. Went from 45 to 50, 53, so 8. Is that correct?
Okay,
Did my math wrong, sorry.
so it's the street maintenance crew leader, maintenance welder, those people?
Yes,
Those are the ones
yes.
you're adding?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this, then I'm gonna really be quiet. The motor equipment operator, right?
Yes.
So they're in each department, the MEOs, is that what you call them? So
Yes.
each department, each area has those?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I believe every department has an MEO in it. Sani, sewers, everybody has.
Okay. And I said I was gonna be quiet, but I'm not.
That's all right.
When we go down to laborer 2,
Yes.
so in this area, you're adding 9. Right?
Yeah.
And they were one too.
So that you don't need them to be able to drive anywhere specifically.
We're trying to, we're working some things out with the union right now to try to see if the legacy employees that are laborer 2s can jump to MEOs, because some people might not want to jump. But the new hires that we do hire, we're going to make them all MEOs.
Okay, so you have those 18 still leftovers. Labor 1 is 9, and labor 2 is 9.
Yes. Labor 1s can't, they don't have a CDL. Labor 2s do.
Okay.
Labor 1s will always stay labor 1s. We always need those.
I thought at some point we started hiring, and you were only hired with a CDL.
Because that's mostly the jobs that are open. We can get someone off the street with no license,
Okay.
no CDL.
'Cause I thought at
It's
some
easier.
point, Corey, we under Pete O'Connor, we was making everybody apply and get the CDL to get coming here?
Well, no, listen. So we are working with numerous entities to try to get our, our residents or people that apply CDL training, right? So when they apply and they get in here as a temp or even as a laborer, we'll try to have
That
them.
would make it easier,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. We set up, I think there's a program with HR, what is it, the safety?
Tom Fergola, our safety officer, assists in training them, but they have to take the initiative and go get that permit and want that. So we try to instill that they're gonna get the free training to get their CDL, which is so valuable, so.
It is.
Are we offering the training or do we
Yes.
refer out? Oh,
No,
are.
we offer,
Okay.
yeah. We have an in-house person that
Okay.
take them out.
You know,
What's, is there a time they must stay for it? So you offer the training, you give it to them, and then what if they just decide to walk off?
No, there's no
There's no like,
requirement that
yeah.
they stay.
It's not like a nurse, you know how you get trained and they gotta stay on for 2-3 years. It's not, we don't have that. I mean, you would think we should, right? But
free.
I would think that people wanna stay here and work for us.
with the
Okay.
with the street repair side again,
Which-
with us operating our plant opening up again,
Yeah.
doing everything. How many miles do we plan on doing ourselves versus giving to outsourcers?
Yeah, what you got?
Sorry, Kev, I had to.
It's okay.
had to
It's
ask.
okay. I would say we're roughly around 23 miles city that
20
we'll do
miles
in-house.
Out of
30-ish. Yeah, give or take. I mean,
gotcha.
So how much does that save us? By doing it in-house?
Do it in-house?
Come on, one of the budget people.
Right,
We should
numbers,
probably have that
numbers.
figured out,
Let's
right?
get it kicked out.
Well, time? Okay.
We can give you that answer.
If you could do
Council.
that, because I mean, I have to compliment whoever's doing the budget for DPW, because you're only going up about 2.8%, as opposed to like the mayor's office, which is going up like, or the executive wing is going up 27%, finance 15%.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta say paving roads is
You
on-
know,
is
I just
CIP
thinking that
money, right?
you're at 2%, I'm sort of wondering, the money that, obviously, we saved money on snow and ice this year, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be some sort of transfers going on. You know where that's going to happen? Where you're going to transfer that money into street repair? you
It'll
think?
still trickle in.
You're going to let the council know about it, of course, where you're transferring the money, I would hope. Maybe,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
when we
lot
talk
of
about
things
street
you need
repair,
to bring forth to us.
We could,
a related department? Well, I'm just talking about so we're aware of it, you know? I mean, yeah, okay.
yeah, that's easy enough.
All right.
Anything else on street repair?
One quick, 519-700. Who are those reimbursements coming from?
What page is
It's
that?
a, 160.
It's another contractual and other expenses at the
Or
bottom.
are they grants or chips?
Come up to the mic.
Chips? Okay.
And, you know, when you're getting, and maybe when you're getting us, that's,
Labor only.
Okay. No Marcia Shelley? No?
I have something to say.
Mike's right here.
Go ahead, Pat.
You got anything else?
Studying how much money it saved us as far as medical bills, as far as with the new trash carts and all of that, because that was one of the reasons we went for it. Maybe just an average before carts, an average afterwards.
I believe the safety team, Lisa, would be happy to present to council a rundown of injuries, dollars saved, workers' comp, full breakdown. I think Lisa loves the program, so she'd be ecstatic to do it.
Because I'm
Volunteering her.
I'm sure the chair of the finance committee would love to see that along with our finance committee. Because in essence, we can talk about MEOs and all this other stuff, but the bottom line is the bottom line. And, 2.8%, that's pretty good, really. That's less than inflation, for sure, so.
Are we expecting any retirements this year?
I don't want any, but we do have a bunch of them. In key positions, we didn't had, think about 3 retirements in key positions, superintendents, like head level. So
So you want to fill them this year?
we actually filled 2. Just to give you a breakdown of, since we're on that topic, we have right now we have 375 individuals in there working at our DPW. We got about 37 vacant positions. You add in the 40 temps, you add in the 12 new people that we were asking in this budget. It's a total of 427 individuals for this budget.
So do you have to train these new temps, and what type of work are they doing?
It varies. So
Okay,
if,
it'll vary.
the 37, there's some MEOs, there's some laborers, there's some, a garage manager. There's a few positions that we would probably have to train, but
So they won't be driving a truck?
some of them are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
License,
the
okay.
temps, no.
No.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Commissioner, I want to go to page 160 under travel, training, and development, which is 54, 1600.
Yep.
Why is it all zero?
In that department,
They don't train.
that is a good question, but we rarely send what'd you say? They're talking about street repairs, travel, training, and development. I think we rarely send them to training. We do sometimes, though. I know Kevin went to a training, 3 years ago, Kev? You and Marty?
Why not? Is it because there's no available?
No, not
Development.
necessarily. If we see something that we think they should go to, we'll foot the bill out of main office probably, because we go to trainings.
Jeremy?
Yes.
Are you done?
Did I answer your question, Counselor? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
meant,
was you?
I see the benefit in training, but most of the time, Kevin's either behind the desk in snow and ice or out on the road paving. So it's like, it's either I take that guy and send him somewhere when it's a storm and or we need paving, and it's not, beneficial to the city to,
Only one guy under that?
it's only one superintendent.
No, I'm just
We do
concerned.
in-house training though for our individuals, for our employees, and for Kevin as well. So we don't put that in there because we train each other. Well, HR, sorry.
I'm just concerned because if it is all zero like that,
That you'll see that probably on most of the departments' budgets.
But if we found something that worked, we would find the
Yeah,
money
we would
to
send them,
make
just
that
like we sent them to a training a couple years ago, so.
37 vacancies that you just talked about,
Yes.
that's across the board, right?
Yes, that's,
So-
I can break it down if you want to, or,
We have it here, I'm sure.
okay.
But that was not my question. So does that lead to outsourcing?
No.
Because we don't have those positions filled.
No, so not necessarily, and probably not at all, to be honest. So some of the positions are like labor ones and MEOs and some tech positions that we need. DPW is sort of like, I always say this, but it's sort of like McDonald's, right? It's like a high turnover. We have 8 different departments that can bid in between each other.
Okay.
So if you want to go to sewers, that's going to be a vacant for a while until we can fill it again. We might come from the same umbrella, meaning DPW, but we have different budgetary departments, so.
A lot of people start in sanitation, and then they'll move into the other
Vacancies.
bureaus, and then we backfill sanitation.
That's probably 90% of the time. Usually they start in San-I and then they try to move up, which we encourage. We encourage them to move and get a different position.
How are we doing with the heavy equipment mechanics?
Department or?
Just want to know how we're doing.
Oh, we're
with it,
doing-
because,
I think we're
mean,
doing
at some
pretty good. We
point,
have,
we
what?
raised the pay, that's mine, because we couldn't get them. I see there's 10 on, I'm looking at it, but how are we doing as far as having them?
Rich, you got any insight on that? Rich DeBest?
I'm only
See, we're-
catching you with everything before you retire.
Rich DeVesti, Fleet Director. Just like what they were saying, we got a couple mechanics to come back into the garage because of the increased space. And we've been able to keep more people instead of having them go to county or someplace else for more money. So it helps with retention, and we're always trying to actively recruit.
So we have 10?
Yeah.
Okay, because people talk, your people talk, and they've been telling me that the heavy-duty mechanics, that they're not there, and you don't have everything that you were trying to get, so just gonna put it out there.
We work hard, and we do train the mechanics and everything, so it's a full-time job to try to get people to come in.
Are we good with street repair?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Jeremy.
All right, so we did, this MEM is what we were just speaking about there. We don't have any new positions in that department. Any questions on 161, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, any questions on MEM? That's the garage. We just spoke about the heavy equipment mechanics. Good? Okay. We can, I guess, go to snow and ice.
Well, before you go, let me just ask this, because it may be the same thing, but it's three different. I'm just really looking at reimbursement, so I'm looking at money that we're getting in. So on the bottom of 163, there's 3 different reimbursements for different funds. Is that all CHIPS or DOT?
So, let's see, reimbursements and street reconstruction, sweeping and flushing, and other funds.
Where are we at?
Right here.
163.
Yes.
I can
Thank you,
say it if
Jenna.
you want, if it's chips, or you can sit up here next to me.
No, she can go right there.
It's coming from other departments.
Okay.
We're paying back the garage for fuel or repairing vehicles.
Okay, but then the one at the bottom, 700, is probably what, CHIPS?
That, yeah,
That's CHIPS, but then the other 2 are from other departments.
yep, from other, yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
You did it.
So snow and ice is, I guess it's a budgetary department, but it's really not. It's a department that consists of 3 other departments that come together. I don't know how long you want to spend on that, but there's,
It's street repair, street cleaning, and sewers that come together to form snow and ice.
And I'm gonna ask this question, how are we doing there? Because I knew at some point, oh Lord, when winter hit, a lot of our folks was kind of down and out and Super Bowls and all that stuff. How they doing?
I think we did pretty good this year since we didn't have any snow. I mean, that, I mean, we're doing good. I think we're doing good. I mean, Rich DeVesti, like I said, I can't give him any more credit than I have always given him. He's helped our fleet get to where it is right now. I mean, we got 2023s, we got some 2024s coming in, trucks. We're getting rid of some of these old trucks. They're not breaking down as much.
Which is a good thing, which is what we've been trying to do across the board, is try to update our fleet.
Yes.
So,
I think that's going really well, and I think the guys see that and they come in.
even on Super Bowl?
Thank God it didn't snow.
I believe it's,
asked you that.
I mean, I believe it's the largest call-out day in the country, so we're not alone
Super
in
Bowl
that
Saturday,
regard.
that's what it should be. Should be Super Bowl Saturday.
Correct.
All right, I won't beat that down. We good.
Go ahead.
So,
Waste
next is
collection.
Santa. I think I'll let Ian take that one over.
Okay. So not really a lot of change as far as when you're looking at this, but we know that there have been a lot of changes in sanitation, and there will continue to be. Do you have any questions about the sanitation numbers?
One new position, which is a crew leader.
We went from 2.1 to 2.7. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
back on snow and ice here.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. All right. Let's go back.
Fiscal year 23 was 2.1, 24 adopted 2.7. It didn't snow. How do we spend an extra $600,000?
I think we're not done yet, right? This is still,
He's asking us, how did we spend 2.8? We don't know that, right?
so
So
it's an estimate. Because technically this fiscal year isn't over yet. Well, not even technically.
We can give you
it's
the
not
actual
over.
numbers.
Yeah, I
We can
mean,
give you
I'm,
actual
I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm
It's
estimating
over.
it didn't snow.
Snow and ice is over, correct? But
No,
the
I get
fiscal
you. We
year
can
is.
give you the actual numbers after this. As soon as we get compiled. It's a good question.
All right, back to waste collection, recycling and disposal.
Any questions on Sinai? All right. Good, Counselor?
Go ahead.
So street cleaning. Nothing has changed as far as position. When we were speaking about retirees, we did have one retiree in that bureau, which was Tom Eli. It's going to be missed. Good guy.
We have a new superintendent
New
already.
Superintendent already. I was
I'm
going
about
to
a
add
page
that.
behind y'all. Can we go back for a
Oh.
minute? My apologies. I'm processing as you're moving through. You're adding one crew leader, one sanitation crew leader.
I did say that.
So-
But the number of crews are maintaining
Correct.
their level. So why do we need an extra
We
crew
needed more
leader?
management for all the changes happening with the CART program. So,
Can you give me a little more info on that?
so we have trash carts that we added. There's a lot of management that goes into keeping track of those carts, delivering those carts. We've changed the bulk system a little bit, that we're keeping track of like how many bulk setups are. There's a lot of management involved in that. And we're adding recycling carts this year. So you just need to keep track of all these new moving parts. And so we needed the additional crew leader for
I
that.
guess the term crew leader confuses me because I'd attach it to a crew.
Yes and no. Sanitation has so many employees comparatively to all the other bureaus. They're the biggest one. So duties do change a little every day in that you need coverage. You can't have 85 men out there and have a couple crew leaders on vacation, and then you only have, say, 2 crew leaders trying to look over 20 vehicles and 20 crews. You know, you just need the added oversight for the employees and the new additional responsibilities that we're putting on all those crew leaders.
So they will be overseeing a few guys. The person that's in that job will oversee. We still need people to go out and pick up, we have the handicap accessible carts that we got to go do. That
Bulk.
person, the bulk. You got
And
illegal
all the
set outs.
regular- Yeah, illegal set
Illegal
outs.
set outs. You got those type of things that we need to manage, and he will be managing those crews.
We've been making efficiencies. I know the I team did talk about us using the new AIM system for illegal set outs. That's been a learning process. And so it makes it, I believe, faster for the crew leaders to issue the citations, but there's training and oversight and responsibilities involved with that.
Good?
Yep, no, I'm good.
All right. Is on street cleaning. Any questions on street cleaning?
We should wait a second.
Yeah, no, I'm going back to 168. Yep, you should wait a second. 168. And I'm looking at your contractual obligations, right? And the actual in 23 was 21,800. You adopted 109, but projected 26,400 and proposed 26,400. So how was that adopted? And also the next line, 46,100, then 0, then back to 150.
Budget? Thank you.
The contractual obligations is the sick leave incentive with the unions, so we have to budget for it, but not everybody's going to.
Okay, but you have to budget that high because you don't even look like you're using
The
the
first year that we had it, so we didn't know, we didn't have any actuals to base an estimate on for the next year.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Good, okay.
Street cleaning.
We'll wait for street cleaning if you got any questions.
Okay, we can get the street cleaning now. I don't have anything, but you can get there now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I don't have anything, but you trying to get the street cleaning? Let's go to street cleaning.
No, I looked at, I'm sorry, President Hudson.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
We'll stick to wherever you want to stick to.
Do your thing.
I'm dressed for the occasion.
Yes, you are.
I'm ready.
Smell it too.
I'm ready. Whatever you need.
Counselor Williams, did you have anything for street cleaning?
I'm all set.
And then back to the same old thing, when we talk about street cleaning, it's just there for, I'm gonna say a bookmarker because you're looking to get them all up to MEOs. Okay, got that. So I won't ask that question again.
Go ahead.
All right. Next department we got is Department of Transportation. We are, in that department, I believe we're adding 2 new positions in that department. That's 2 electricians. I guess that is for the lighting. Ken Townsley need help in that department, so he needed 2 electricians.
And are they gonna be doing just the street lights on our streets, or are they gonna be on the highway?
It would be both.
Both, yeah.
That's part of an agreement with the state, so.
We just give them everything. Okay. All right. Do we get reimbursed by the state?
I don't believe so, but I think, when we renegotiate with them on 81, we should come up with a new service agreement.
Well, we need to do something because, we up on the highway cleaning up their highway, putting lights on their highway, not our highway. Theirs, called Interstate 81. So I hope y'all hear me. I know you do.
I was surprised when I learned that we were responsible for them as well.
So we've got 2 electricians in that line, and there was another one earlier on. Why is there the increased demand for electricians?
When we took over the streetlights, as we've done that, we've realized the need for additional staffing for that.
Yes.
Anytime I see electrician out there, I'm not gonna doubt it. But
It's shocking how many accidents happen in a single weekend that take out streetlights. Like,
we
there'll
all
be
know that.
a weekend where 6 got taken out, and I
We
can't
do get
believe it.
reimbursed for those.
If they filed a police report and if there's an insurance company, but if they just drove away, no.
Wow. I'm like Jimmy now. Wow.
Anything else, anybody?
no, I think along with Councilor Hogan's commentary, I think the fact that you basically kept, flat with very, very little increase for the year over year, that's commendable. Thank you.
Thank you. I think sidewalks is next?
Yeah, last department, which is sidewalk program.
What page is that?
233?
Yeah.
233.
What was that? Two what?
233. But before we move to the sidewalk program, Corey, let me ask you this question.
Oh,
When
I
we-
thought you were talking to me.
No,
I
no.
got confused.
No, you're not skating today. And it's not hard. So when we talk about transportation, does the employee shuttle fall under that, or is that under something different?
It is under our contract with LAS, so I think that's under transportation, right? Yes.
Right, because I'm curious to know, can we get a report of how many employees actually use the shuttle?
Yes.
And the time and frequencies of the shuttle? I
Yes.
would like to know
Absolutely.
that.
Yes, we can get that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See, it wasn't hard. All right.
Sidewalks.
Sidewalks. Got
I
questions?
feel like I don't have too much longer to keep using this excuse, but I'm new around here. Would you mind laying out quadrants 1, 2, 3, 4, just kind of where they are around the city?
Wait, I didn't hear you say.
Quadrants.
Yeah.
Neil, is it the same quadrants that I use? Oh, okay. So you know the
Rough.
yard waste quadrant schedule? So northeast, it's the same quadrant that he's using.
Which one is 1 and 2 and 3 and
Oh,
4?
so same exact? All right. So northeast is 1, and then you go,
Down, right?
yeah, clockwise with that.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you.
With 4 being southwest, right?
Or would be northwest.
Northwest, yeah.
4 being
I'm like picturing.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we're talking about the sidewalk program, right? And I'm looking at the salaries, and this is gonna be interesting for me to say, but why are the salaries less? 23, 227, and proposed 148. Why is it, did it come down?
Because the first year of the program, there were 3 or 4 people that were getting paid out of sidewalks. Now there's only 2.
Okay.
They got moved back to the general fund because they
Okay.
weren't 100% sidewalk.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Everybody good?
Yeah. All right.
Good.
You want to take water? No, I'm just playing.
I think yes.
I think we got sewers last.
Almost have a
last-
good, there's more.
We still got one more.
It's close to water.
This last one is sewers and streams.
Can you give us the page number?
That is 259.
But you've been here for a very long time.
Yeah, you guys have much bigger books than we.
Yeah.
Let's see if everything in there.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so sewers, there's nothing much that changed there. Pretty much in line with last year. No new positions. Time to look at that.
Anybody else sewer questions? The last thing I feel like talking about is sewers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody out there, for answering all those questions, too.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Good.
Did you write down the couple questions?
That one question that we had.